Alright, back again, Luke here, and today what I thought we could do is take a look inside this Neo Geo X Gold, and I brought out one of my boxed controllers here to take a look at the differences between the controllers and things like that, but I've already torn them apart here a little bit, so to save some time, here is the Neo Geo X controller. I went and I tried to take the ball off the top here, but this thing is really on there. It's on there really tight, but here's the Neo Geo ball, and here's the Neo Geo X ball. I know it's probably not going to be the easiest to see. One of these things that they usually suffer from is a lot of cracking, so that's pretty common here. But on the back side, take a look at the switches, and here are the switches for this. These pop right off here, and you can get a little bit of a better look at the switch itself. And we'll take a look at the micro switches here. These ones are all soldered in. They're all soldered into the circuit board on the back here, and these wires are all hot glued in there or soldered in there to the points. But unfortunately I couldn't get this thing out because of that ball that's on top. I mean, I tried to use a pair of vice grips and things like that and just couldn't get the ball to spin. But here's the Neo Geo, the original Neo Geo controller here. And as you can see, the wires are all connected to the micro switches here. And they're removable. Unfortunately, I can't do this with one hand, but these are all removable here. And here's the back circuit board for the buttons itself. Here are the buttons, the difference in the buttons or similarities in the buttons where you can probably see here. This one's more of a transparent color, like two pieces put together, whereas the black one is just a solid black. But those are some of the buttons there. Not too much really to show between the two here. Try and put this thing over. You can see at the front here how it has the start and select button up there. This thing also has start and select up at the top. And the SNK logo there, SNK logo there. But that's just a little bit of a look at the controller. Not too much for that there. Here is the docking station, or the docking system, and this is also one that I've taken the screws out of already, so we can take a look at the inside here. And we can see the USB controller port right here. I didn't take the screws out of this one, but you can kind of see where the connectors are and what kind of circuitry they're using here. And let's see if I can take this thing up a little bit more. Maybe you guys can get a better look at the bottom here. I figured this might be kind of interesting for you guys to take a look at nonetheless. But here is the controller board, which is still stuck down there. Ah! Wow, that thing is stuck. Okay. I guess it's held underneath there. Held underneath this. Well, I'll just leave it for right now. Let's leave it there for right now. It just seems like it's stuck in there quite a bit. So, but you can get a little bit of a look at the controller ports here. In the back, you can see the connector here. All of this is wired up through this on-off switch up at the front. This is the on-off switch for it. And the connectors at the back here, this is the, what is this, the mini connector on the top. I forgot what this thing is, mini USB. And here is the HDMI connector, and the regular stereo slash, what is it, audio connector on the bottom here. These things are just kind of sitting in there. The video connector, I guess that's where that thing's located. On the back of the circuit board here, You can see it's just kind of glued in there. And it's all soldered in, but it's just glued in on the top there. This cable here for the USB, that's just run around here to the front and connected up here. Take a look at the back. There's the circuitry for that. And for the power, you can see there. For the final part, what I've done here is I've taken this thing apart. You can see here's the back of the Neo Geo handheld and the kind of protective shielding on the back there. And here is the inside of it, which I've removed quite a few screws here, and there's some really small springs on there as well, extremely small ones that are on the buttons. But here's the battery pack on the back here. This battery pack is just hot glued in on the sides here, right here, so you can't pull it up, and it's soldered in on the sides there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Probably not going to focus so well, but this thing is soldered in on these 2 points right there. So trying to move this thing around a little bit is kind of tricky here. This is the switch for it. It's similar to the Neo Geo, the regular Neo Geo controller for the Neo Geo CD. A little bit different though. And these are the micro switches up here. You can't really hear them too much, but that's pressing in on that. It's connected in there by a ribbon cable. The speakers themselves are soldered in here, and they're just kind of pressed down in the bottom. So they just pop right up just like that. But those two are soldered in on both sides. And if we kind of pull this thing backwards a little bit, you can see the screen itself. And can't pull the screen up here, unfortunately, but you guys can get a little bit of a look at the circuit board here. This thing looks like it's using a couple of the what is it, Samsung flash memory chips on the side here, and then the what is this one? The Ingenic processor on the side here. I really wish this thing would focus a little bit better so you guys could get a better view of what it looks like, but here is the setup on the back here. So you can see the chips. There are no extra slots. Some people had mentioned that there might be some extra slots in here for the earlier versions where you could just put in an SD card or take it out, had the BIOS on it, but for this one here, this must be one of the later revisions. You can see another one of the reset buttons there, and it does have quite a few different things written on the back here as far as what is it, S-video. It has some Wi-Fi connections up here. It says Wi-Fi. This one's Wi-Fi plus 3.3 volts, HDMI 3.3, USB 5 volts. It has boot 1 select, or what is this? Boot select is 2, boot select 1, boot select 0. Has your battery and your system switch here. But yeah, I just figured I'd show you guys a little bit of what this thing looks like. Kind of torn down for the most part. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to break this thing down anymore because of, well, with the battery being in there too. And yeah, everything else going on here, but just thought you guys might want to take a look at the inside of this thing and see what it looks like. This is the plastic backing here. But yeah, nonetheless, let you guys take a look at it and see what you think. But that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.